My beloved child, I have seen you, not just when your faith expressed itself loudly, but also when it was hardly there at all. I have accompanied you through the quiet you were unable to describe, through the days that blended together in silent prayers and questions, through the seemingly never-ending waiting. Not flawlessly, but completely, you have been faithful. When running would have been simpler, you stayed. Even when nothing changed around you, you kept believing. I now address you with fire and finality. This marks the conclusion of the wait. This is not a metaphor. This is an announcement from God. You are now at the very edge of what I have planned, and nothing can stop me from speaking over your life any longer. Not fear, not delay, not even an enemy's lie. I was working, but you assumed I was quiet. Although I was guarding, you believed I was putting things off. You thought I had stopped, but I was getting you ready. Every single second of your journey has been utilized by me. I am aware of the burden you have quietly carried. I understand how you grinned despite your disappointment. In private, you asked me whether I still remembered you, and I am aware of the moments you poured into other people. I have seen your struggles by yourself, the tears no one else witnessed, the struggle within oneself between sadness and hope. And I need your attention right now. It wasn't all in vain. All the waiting seasons were also building seasons. Each delay carried a layer of design. Each unresolved request was woven into a bigger promise. You did more than wait. You stuck with it. You did not simply sit. As you waited, you stood. I was not aloof. Time would have to tell what I had been molding in you. Your super thanks is more than just a gift. It is a declaration that you trust in my provision and that you will help spread my word to those who are lost and searching. You have developed in ways you are still unaware of. You now have more faith. Your judgment has improved. You've rooted yourself farther down. Punishment was never the issue here. Preparation was key. I am changing everything because you did not give up. You kept the altar of your life open before me, and you gave me your heart even when you did not understand. This is when the lengthy wait, the gradual discovery, and the covert advancement come to an end. It's because the process is over, not because it was ineffective. Your journey is honored. I am aware that compliance comes at a price. I am aware of the prayers you withheld from others. I am aware that every yes has a struggle. Now, instead of just offering consoling words, I'm responding with action. Movement will start to become apparent to you. The things you've been holding inside will start to show on the outside. What was purely spiritual is becoming material. The answers are not only being worked on, they are on their way, not just because time has gone by, but because heaven has changed. The wait is over. This was a predetermined moment. It was written. You didn't even know what you would need until it was marked for you. And I've arrived, not late, but exactly on schedule. Don't doubt yourself. Refrain from talking yourself out of it. You're not dreaming about this change. Your hopes are not in vain. The emotion isn't taunting you, it's true. This is who I am. The urgency, sensitivity, stirring, and shift you experienced in your spirit are all signs that the Holy Spirit is confirming what I've been doing in the invisible realm. I'm currently introducing it to the situation. You will start to see that cycles are ending, patterns are dissolving, fear is subsiding, pressure is being replaced by serenity, and favor is shifting where resistance was. I am paving the way. I'm leaving. Doors are being opened by me. Now that the path is obvious, there is no need to wait. That's what I want you to know. I've been there for you through everything, through the misunderstanding, through the fatigue, through the tears that followed the prayers. Never once did I look away from you. I didn't ever ignore your voice. Never once did I leave your side. Even though you felt neglected, you were still being shaped. Even though you felt stuck, you were getting stronger. Now I'll demonstrate why it had to be this way. On the other side of what seemed like a lifeless procedure, you will discover beauty. You know the timing, and you'll keep your word. You will walk in contentment and recognize the value in each holdup. Right now, I'm not asking you to strive. I'm requesting that you take a deep breath, open your arms, and walk forward with an open heart. I'll guide you every step of the way. Every direction will be verified by me. Before every choice is made, I will send tranquility. I'll show you favors and signs all around you. That being said, the stillness is over, but your process is not. The war of the invisible is over. The days of feeling stuck are over. You no longer need to wonder if I have anything else for you. You are moving from a state of waiting to becoming. And now it all starts. I want you to know why I have chosen to use you, my darling, as well as what I am doing now that I have announced the end of your waiting. If people simply looked at you from the outside, they wouldn't grasp the route you've taken. But your trip has never been evaluated by me based on appearances. I have never judged your worth based on how successful you appeared, how outspoken your faith was, or how reliable other people believed you ought to be. I have witnessed the depth. The struggle is something I have witnessed. I've witnessed the genuineness, and I want to express my satisfaction with you plainly and unequivocally. You wouldn't let me down. You are not in the rear. You are not excessive. You still have time. You're right where I expected you to be right now. And I don't regret a single thing about your narrative. I'm sure you've pondered what I think of you at your quietest moments. You've probably asked, am I still usable? Am I still visible? Do I still deserve the things I previously had aspirations for? And I say it now. Yes, you may be used. Yes, you are visible, indeed. Indeed, you are deserving. It's because you're mine, not because you earned it. Because I purposefully created you. I called you by name, and I sowed eternity in your heart. Never once have I averted my gaze out of displeasure. I have never muttered, too broken. I've had patience, love, and holy expectancy for you, even on your worst days. You have never been abandoned by me. I never will either. I'm aware of how long you've been trying to keep it together. I'm aware of how many times you gave your all for other people. I'm aware of the burden of leadership, the price of compliance, and the suffering of unseen conflicts, even when you felt empty. You have been more than just waiting. You've been carrying. You've been fighting for it. And despite everything, you remained near. You never turned away, even though you didn't feel like we were close on a daily basis. Despite your desire to give up, you persisted. You repeatedly came back to me. You were back. I can rely on a heart like that. I am able to bless hearts like that. I'm going to invest myself more fully than ever before in that kind of heart. Here's what I've always known about you in case you forgot. For closeness with me, you were made. You weren't created to serve me alone. I made you to walk with me. I invited you to join me for a seat before calling you to influence others. I gave you access first, then influence. That privilege has never been taken away. You have never had to be consistent for it to work. It has always been accessible by grace. I'm giving you a call back now. I'm extending an invitation to you to go farther, not because you've gone too far. More tranquility, more trust, more sensitivity, and greater clarity. I'll need you close to me during this upcoming season, not because I'll make it difficult, but because I'll make it sacred. Return to the location where I am alone with you. I'm not requesting performance from you. I'm requesting your attendance. Perfect prayers are not necessary for me. Please give me your true heart. Come talk to me about the things you've kept hidden, the worries you've attempted to downplay, and the uncertainty you were too ashamed to express. I am already fully aware of it. Furthermore, your process does not overwhelm me. I'm not let down by your uncertainty. I'm ready for it. The weight of your inquiries is within my capabilities. I am able to hold the bits that you are still unsure of naming. I'm the safest location for you to put your heart. And I want everything. Neither the spiritual nor the strong aspects alone. It's everything. I'll show you what I see when I gaze upon you. Not failure, not an opportunity lost, not nearly. I see hunger, endurance, passion, and purity for myself. Even when the wait was painful, I have seen someone who has refused to let go. With my next movement wave, I see someone I can rely on. I see an antecedent, a worshiper, and a combatant, one that bears my presence, not one that battles for attention. Additionally, I will employ you because you are yielded, not because you are noisy, because you said yes when it would have been simpler to conceal, not because you are qualified in the eyes of man. I shall pass through you. I have you ready, and I know you. Let go of the need to be remarkable and come. Forget the myth that you need to be strong at all times. Give up comparing yourself to others who seem to be doing it better. Let go of the worry that I've forgotten about you. You are not invisible. You're not overlooked. You belong to me. And I desire your heart once more completely and profoundly than before. I want the version of you that doesn't hesitate to ask for help. I want you to be the whole you, not just the polished aspects. I want the questions, the half-spoken sentences, the tears. I want the worship to continue even when you're feeling vulnerable. That is the type of communion I seek. I'm building that type of path with you. Everything changes at this precise minute. You opened yourself up to it, not because you forced it. Afterward, everything that felt stuck will start to move, not because the wait was unimportant, but rather because it served its intended function. My darling, you are now prepared. Now that you're back with a naked and open heart, I want to talk to the part of you that still asks in private, why did it hurt so much? What caused it to take so long? What made me feel so isolated? I don't hate their inquiries. You can't ignore your tears. I can't help but stare at the grief you've borne for so long. As the God who lives in the depths of your existence, I have always been the one who walks closely with the wounded. It's inside it, not above it, not far away. You have attempted to interpret your experience. The silences, the delays, and the disappointments have all been explained by you. However, your mind is unable to completely comprehend a large portion of what occurred. I want to talk straight to your spirit because of this. It has never been unredeemed, even though the agony was unexpected. Your suffering wasn't a form of punishment. It wasn't abandonment. That didn't mean I had abandoned you. The suffering was a necessary pressure that pushed you closer to truth, clarity, and healing, rather than shattering you. It was a fire, but it was meant to refine you rather than burn you. A version of you that only appeared strong was never something I was interested in creating. I was creating someone who would be genuinely free, free from pretending to be someone else, free from social pressure, free from fear, free from expectations I never put on you, and free from people-pleasing. I made use of the outdoors as a classroom rather than a jail, because they led you to the end of yourself and the start of something genuine. The teachings were holy even though they were difficult. I am aware of your losses. To continue walking, you had to let go of something, and I know it. Words cannot express how deeply the betrayal affected me. I understand the quiet you experienced from those who had previously pledged to support you. And yes, I am aware of the times you searched for me and felt nothing. Did I do something wrong? Was your question. But once more, I say no. Failure was not the reason for your suffering. Part of the pressing that reveals purpose was that I gave you room to grow in ways you weren't aware you needed. I gave you the opportunity to practice stillness so you might learn to hear me without making noise. You frequently begged for breakthrough, but I granted you depth so you might establish roots deep enough to support what comes next without collapsing. I allowed what felt like a delay. I made you more resilient to the storm, even though you urged me to take it away. I guided you toward metamorphosis, even when you screamed for solace, because comfort that doesn't lead to change just makes the ache go away. It is not cured by it. Furthermore, I love you too much to abandon you in cycles. For this reason, I let the superficial things go. That's why I didn't respond to all of your prayers the way you had hoped, because I wasn't just interested in your relief. Your release was what I wanted. I realized that you had a hard time continuing to trust me. I am aware of your desire to run. You considered quitting, I know. However, my name was still whispered by your spirit, even during those times. To me, that murmur was reverence. Because it was genuine, and I can work with authenticity, that whisper had more impact than the biggest yell. Being flawless was never necessary. You never had to do anything for me. Your yes was all I ever needed. And you gave, despite the fact that it cost you more than anyone realized. Your time, your tears, and your trust were all given to me. And now I'll give it back, complete. Not just with answers, but with authority, not merely favors. I'm going to utilize what you endured in private as open testimony. Here's how I perceived you when we were waiting, not as someone disintegrating, but as someone becoming stronger. Every morning you made the decision to believe again. Even if you were unaware of it, you were developing your spiritual strength. Whenever you opted to praise rather than gripe, you were lining up with paradise. I am getting ready to reap the seeds you sowed each time you gave others life while battling your own war. You were not ruined by the pain. It made you stronger. What will take you forward at this point is depth, because you have changed from who you were. Even after going through the fire, you didn't smell like smoke. You arrived bearing a mantle, a message, and an unfake sense of adulthood. That's why I allowed it to occur. I love you because I do, not because I didn't. I'm too in love with you to abandon you. Before you're ready, I won't bless you, because I love you too much. I would sit with you in quiet, even if it pained me, because I love you so much, and I want you to hear my voice for yourself. And now that voice is more distinct, that faith is stronger, and that trust is genuine. Not the sort that wavers under adversity, but the kind that persists. From that perseverance, I shall now produce new vision, new oil, and new guidance. Because I'm not only helping you get over your misery, I'm taking you to the promise. The reason the wait is over is not because time has gone by, but rather because the goal has been achieved. I want you to see what is emerging now, that the suffering has been identified and the process respected, my child. For I am doing more than just putting back what was taken away. I am making available what has been prepared, There are promises sealed with your name, awaiting the time when your spirit, mind, and heart will all work in harmony with my timing. It's the present. I want you to clearly hear me, not in the far future or in theory, but now that heaven has moved on your side. The things that previously opposed my voice are starting to listen. The spiritual lag has ended. There is movement in the cloud. Because the promises I made are coming to pass, the atmosphere around you is being disturbed. You had been wondering whether you missed it, whether too much time has passed. That is an issue you have raised. I assure you, however, that my commitments are not brittle. Neither a detour nor a delay threatens them. I have kept them safe until the end of time. You will now start to see indications, not coincidental or inconspicuous, but divinely planned affirmations that I am carrying out my words. Conversations will be in line with prayers you have long since forgotten. Some will say things that they aren't even aware are reverberating. Scripture will be brought to life in a new way by my voice. Dreams will come back with weight and clarity. It's no accident. This is who I am. I am making myself known in whispers and wonders, in patterns and fragments. And I'd like you to listen. Something that felt dry is starting to move. The once abandoned ground is rupturing. You will be sent to the exact spot where you felt stranded. Furthermore, I'll do more than just replace what you believed was lost. I'll make it a lot more. This is not a return to the past. This represents an attempt to create what ought to have been, but never was. Because of the delay, you are eligible for extra. You have more capacity now because of your endurance. I'm giving you something that will fit who you are now, not who you were before. It took time for that reason. For this reason, I kept the pledge until your roots could support it. I'm now releasing it, waves instead of drops. Acceleration will start to become apparent. There will now be grace where resistance formerly existed. The difficult things will start to flow. This does not preclude you from encountering resistance. It implies that opposition will no longer determine the result. Will you do me a favor? Doors that formerly closed without cause will now open effortlessly. Unexpected resources will be available. Your once dormant thoughts will suddenly and clearly come back. My breath will be felt on your dreams once more, and this time, you won't be afraid to act. You will know that this is God, and you will proceed in peace. It isn't hype. Harvest is what this is. I'm also giving you back your judgment. No longer will you doubt if something is from me. You will be aware. I am honing your intuition about what is in harmony with my spirit. In places where you once faltered, you will feel rooted. I'll show you which connections are in my favor and which were connected to a bygone era. I'll let you know what I'll release and what I'll continue to build, and I'll lead you confidently rather than in confusion. My tone will not be aloof, it will be clearly visible. You won't have to try to be clear. In the hidden location, it will locate you. Additionally, you questioned me about confirmation. Now I will confirm what I'm doing, and I will do it as soon as possible. Patterns will become apparent to you. Repetition will be evident in the spirit. Pay attention to places, words, and names. I'm using alignment to speak. I'll emphasize things several times to reassure you, rather than to overwhelm you. This isn't anything you're making up. You're not imagining things. A genuine movement is being sensed by you. It's spiritual. It is both individualized and prophetic. I am reaffirming through inner peace, others, and my own words. Additionally, when the confirmation arrives, don't question it. Enjoy it. Celebrate it with courage. React to it with faith. Also, I'm reminding you of commitments you may have forgotten, visions you put on hold because they were too dangerous to believe, things I said years ago. I didn't take them back. I just waited for your heart to be prepared to embrace them once more. And now, I'm blowing new air on them. Don't discount what comes back to you during this time of year. If it comes from a peaceful place, if it is in line with what I have said, and if it makes you want me more, then it is from me. Permit me to revive those dreams. Allow me to work alongside you to create what I've always wanted for you. This marks the start of the unveiling. The time is right. The signs are coming. The fog is clearing. The strain is reducing. Have no fear of your senses. Don't turn off what I'm showing you. Lean in. I'll make it simple for you. Let me point out what's important. To find out what is true, ask me. I don't mean to be unclear. I'm teaching you. You are being prepared for a life of potential, mobility, and clarity by me. Additionally, you won't miss it. You are not in the rear. You are not ineligible. You are in position. This is the time of tangible grace, signs that are apparent, and promises that are kept. And now that you're noticing the change, feeling the stirring, and seeing the signals, my child, it starts. Not next month, not next year. How to walk it out is what I want to teach you. This is not a season to sit back and observe. Now is the moment to act purposefully. I'm not just asking you to believe me. You're being called to align. Hope in a passive form is not faith. In answer to what I've spoken, it is an active, living response. It manifests itself in your words, ideas, posture, and behaviors. You have to make room for it if you want to truly embrace what I'm releasing, in a practical as well as a spiritual sense. Allow your life to be a reflection of the truth you believe in. Honor your time with me in this new season first. Being intimate is essential. It's necessary. In addition to talking to you when you're in need, I want to talk to you every day while you go about your everyday routine. Create a space out of pleasure rather than obligation. Allow me to speak first thing in the morning. Don't let the obligations of the world drag you down when you begin your day. Start it here, with me. Please share your ideas, worries, and plans with me. Allow me to take charge at all times. When you open your Bible, take your time reading the pages. Let me talk. Allow the Word to influence your outlook, uplift your soul, and guide your day. I am not concealed. I am always prepared to meet you there. Then, be careful what you say. Your words this season have the power to either support or undermine what I'm doing. Put an end to your agreement with dread. Don't rehearse past failures. Talk as though you agree with what I stated. Your statements are taken seriously in the spirit. Start stating what I'm saying. Be the person I call you. Give thanks for what I've given you. Allow faith-filled words to permeate your home. Avoid giving in to doubt when it arises. Answer it with what I've promised. Don't shrink when people don't see what you believe in. Take a stand. No, you're not being cocky. It's obedience on your part. Instead of speaking what it sees at the time, faith says what it hears from me. Examine your habits. Take a look at your time management. You're not being asked to do more. I want you to be purposeful. Distracted movement is not appropriate at this moment. Focused obedience is. Follow my instructions to pause anything. Believe me, if I point out something to start, I'll teach you where to invest, how to move, and what to release. It won't be a guess. Your heart must be open to change, but my spirit will lead the way. New greatness won't come with old beats. They must make way for the area I'm filling. Make things simpler where they need to be. Put my presence first. Instead of fitting me into your day, plan it around me. I'll take up more room if you make more. Now more than ever, be mindful of your surroundings, the people you spend time with, the discussions you engage in, and the music you listen to. My spirit can sense yours. Additionally, such sensitivity is a gift. Avoid enjoying things that make you feel down. Not everything is beneficial, and not everything is bad. For discernment, ask me. Let me show you what generates distraction and what offers peace. You should surround yourself with voices that strengthen your faith. There is no need for a crowd. Alignment is required, and when the time comes, I'll send the appropriate individuals. Simply be prepared to part with items that don't fit the current season. Share your plans with me. Don't hurry past me when doors open and possibilities present themselves. Not every door that is open is a divine one. However, I will confirm with you by giving you peace. You'll know if I'm not in it, if I breathe on it. Avoid pushing it. Count on me to lead with clarity rather than ambiguity. Ask me, and I'll help you. I do not desire for you to strive. You should flow, please. And only faith can create flow. Step in time with me. The instant your heart remains close to mine is one you won't miss. Write in a journal. Make a note of everything I say, everything you feel, and everything you see. You're not only experiencing a breakthrough. Together, we are creating a history. These declarations, these insights, these affirmations, they're not just for now. I will send you blueprints for the people you will meet, reminders for your valleys, and seeds for your future. You'll carry wisdom later on from what you're going through today. Take it seriously. Make a note of it. Review it. Let it serve as your anchor, and remain modest at all times. Remain reliant. You'll start to lose your bearings the instant you believe you can handle this on your own. I'm not letting you go to be self-sufficient. I'm guiding you toward greater dependence. In ways you haven't yet realized, I will be needed for this upcoming season. However, it will also make me more visible than before. I won't make a commitment to you and then let you make up your mind. You and I shall go for a walk. I'll keep an eye on you and give you advice, and you'll see what faith looks like when it's your first choice, rather than your final one. You live forward in this manner, in response to me, not in response to fear, and the promise won't seem far off as you go. Your life will feel natural, since it will be in sync with heaven. Acceleration also occurs where alignment occurs. You are no longer making an effort, you're following along. And you're moving toward what I promised you, my child, bit by bit. Now that you've started to move in accordance with my words and made room for what I'm going to release, I want to go back to something even more significant. The essence of who you are is more important than your actions, accomplishments, or triumphs. Your identity, in my opinion, as I created it before the world was even created, since I made you to be who you are, every promise I make to you is based on that. You will constantly feel as though you are not deserving of what I am offering if you are unaware of who you are. I will thus address the layers you have concealed, the fictitious personas you have acquired, and the fractured stories that continue to reverberate even in the absence of conversation. Labels that I never put on you have been carried by you. Names uttered in exasperation, words uttered in agony, and titles derived from comparison. Because they arrived early, were loud, or came from reliable sources, you started to believe them. However, those words never applied to me. I never referred to you as a burden. You were never deemed insufficient by me. You weren't too late, too sensitive, too unstable, or too shattered. I never said that. Your success or resilience were never factors in my estimation of your worth. I am now exposing the lies in those voices. I'm not requesting that you dance your way out of them. My words will dismantle them from the ground up. Your shortcomings do not define you. What you have lost does not determine who you are. The version of you that survived survival is not who you are now. It's not your responsibility to always be strong, quiet, or work things out on your own. That's not how I ask you to live. It was a coping strategy, not your vocation. I am currently lifting it. You can be known without risk. Being whole is a free choice. You no longer need to establish your value, not to myself, not to anyone, and not to you. I proved you were valuable before you ever did anything. I loved you when you were first born. Now I love you. When you reach your full potential, I will love you. Remember who you are, please. You belong to me. You've been selected. You are unique. You're not a fool. It's not in your personality, your wiring, or your makeup. Every aspect was purposefully created by me. I designed your sensitivity. It enables profound discernment. You are not flawed by your intensity. It gives you the energy and concentration to lead with passion. Your inclination to feel intensely is not a weakness. It's a gift I gave you for empathy and connection. Give up attempting to be more subdued in order to blend in with places I never invited you to. To shrink, I didn't call you. You were called to shine. You are a messenger of my spirit and an image bearer. They said you were, but you're not. As I say, you are who you are. You are my cherished too. You are strong, I say. You are called anointed. You are faithful, I say. You have endured hardships that would have destroyed others. Nevertheless, you remain faithful, not resentful, nor harsh but modest, nor furious but frank. That isn't a sign of weakness. It takes courage to do it. That's power. Because of this, I have faith in you to fulfill the promises I'm making now, since I know that you will shepherd them with submission rather than effort. Thus, remove the mask. It's not necessary here. I don't need your approval to be close to you. You are not the polished version of yourself that I chose. The real you is what I selected. The one that prays and weeps, who stays when things get tough, the person who recovers from crying while saying yes. I see that version of you. I celebrate you for that. And I'm bringing that you back, not in soul, but in spirit. It's more than merely regaining what you lost. You're evolving into the person you've always been. Allow me to reintroduce you to yourself. You who is full, healed, joyous, fearless, and unafraid of what other people think. The you who doesn't lower your voice to maintain harmony. The you who takes charge without apologies. That you enter spaces and changes the mood, not through effort, but just by existing within me. There is no innovation here. It is a revelation of destiny, identity, and design. Because you are free, walk as though you are. Talk as though you are aware of who you are, because you are. Love, you feel safe, because you're anchored in me. And tell them I know who I am today, when the old voices try to reappear, and respond to the fear's next whisper with the truth. Selected, my Father says. And when uncertainty creeps into familiar territory, don't back down. Declare, I am not who I was. He claims that I am who I am, and you can't touch that identity. At this point, your repair is apparent, not only in the events that occur around you, but also in your own behavior. Your movements will change. You trust me, so you will react differently, not only about my abilities, but also about who you are to me. And it is what transforms everything, dear. With your identity restored and the burden of false labels removed, I want to provide you with the resources to continue what I started, because I have a strong stake in what I do for you, not just what I do for you. And what I create in you, I plan to keep. This is where a lot of people stop. Despite receiving the breakthrough, they fail to remember how to spread the blessing. Although they don't create the framework to support it, they go through the change. I'm not just letting go for a moment, though. I'm creating a revolution in your life. And the first step is to rearrange your rhythm to fit mine. Because you need everyday connection, not just sporadic touch, to receive what I'm sending you. First, the hidden location. This has to be your haven. Not because you're attempting to gain my acceptance. It's already in your possession. But because your soul requires daily sustenance. Similar to how your body cannot survive on food from the past, your spirit cannot endure the revelation of yesterday, not as a religious duty, but as your main source. I want you to look for me. Come to me early. Come see me frequently. Find me in the silence before the day's responsibilities start. Additionally, don't bring performance when you do. Show up. I don't require style. I don't require organization. You're necessary to me. Get a seat. Hold on. Pay attention. Say something. Allow the awkwardness to go. Let the quiet last. You can't feel me, but I'm still there. And you'll start to hear my voice more clearly in every other area of your life the more consistent you are. View my words as impartations rather than facts. I'm in those pages. My heart is open to every verse. Don't hurry. Allow the words to soak in. Find out what I am saying. Find out how it relates to what you're going through. Scripture will be shown to you in ways that are specifically relevant to your time of year. Because they are, I will highlight verses that seem to have been written specifically for you. I stand by what I said. It serves as your covering, compass, and sword. When you feel strong, read it. When you are lost, read it. Re-establish it as your base. If the world is noisy, let my truth be heard more clearly. Establish a prayer routine that meshes with your daily activities. Don't just spend one quiet moment with me. Throughout the day, speak with me. When you're stressed, whisper my name. In small wins, thank me. Ask me for insight when making impulsive choices. Invite me to your meals, meetings, and relaxation. I don't want to be uninvolved in your day. I want to take center stage. Prayer is not supposed to be obligatory. It is supposed to be your breath. You'll talk to me more naturally the more you do it. You will receive more real-time guidance from my whispers the more you listen. And devotion, avoid waiting for Sundays. Transform your life into a living altar. Play upbeat music and let me inside your personal space. Worship both in easy and difficult situations. Worship overcomes melancholy. The opponent becomes confused. It creates the mood. It puts heaven in your heart. Allow worship to become a routine rather than an impulse. Make your house a haven, your vehicle a hallowed space, and your heart a room of thrones. Live your life in worship, not just go to it. Quickly as I guide you, your spirit should come first, not your body. I will occasionally ask you to put things aside, not because they're terrible, but because your spirit requires the attention. It might be food. It could be a distraction. Even though they aren't sinful, they are no longer useful. Don't rush for acceptance. Alignment is quick. Let it be a fresh start, a clearing of the way for my voice to emerge as the most important thing. You'll be shocked at how much clarity I provide once you turn off the noise. Pay attention to both your internal and external posture. Make the everyday decision to be grateful. Decide to be modest. Decide on expectation. They are not feelings. They're weapons of the spirit. Having gratitude shields your heart from feeling entitled. When you are humble, you focus on me rather than on yourself. Your spirit is kept open to my movement by expectation. Attitudes become altars. Create the type of interior environment that my spirit enjoys residing in. Take deliberate action with your surroundings. Your sensitivity is influenced by the people you let speak, the things you see, and the places you go. Watch out for your gates. Avoid things that make you feel down. Don't associate with things that make you anxious. Don't give in to things that make you less wise. This isn't legalism, it is sagacity. Consecration is what I'm calling you to, not seclusion. If you want discernment, I'll provide it to you. What fits and what doesn't will be highlighted. Have faith in the checks in your soul. They are my way of leading you into security, innocence, and tranquility. Stay teachable above anything else. Continue to be a pupil of my presence. Allow my spirit to continue to empower, convince, and stretch you. I'll pour more the more you develop, but you have to stay tender. The goal of offense is to make you tough. You will be tempted to defend yourself for pain. The goal of delay is to make you cynical. But remain gentle. Keep your doors open. Keep your mouth shut. It's the tender heart that's strong. The trustworthy heart is the teachable one. And the life that is given up is the one that cannot be stopped. Not because of your power, but because of your submission, you now have all you need. Hold these instructions close at hand. As you center your life around them, observe what I do within and through you forever, not for a single instant. Now, my child, take this as a prophetic decree over your life, not as a hope for the future, but as a proclamation for the now. It's already a shift. You are not awaiting its commencement. It is moving. What I've been preparing behind the scenes is beginning to take shape as you walk in it. If you feel that Jesus Christ has brought light and hope into your life, then come join us on this sacred journey. Subscribe to the channel and experience His love, peace, and blessings every day. In Jesus' name, amen.